Oz, reveal thyself!
Disappear!
By royal decree!
No rest for the wicked. Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Cry out my illustrious name.
other side of the ocean.
What tea is this?
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public.
Wait! We're at the general...
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that's...
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the...
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to...
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to him?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this... Huh. So you didn't see anything like that?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for you. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rule. Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is... But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would...
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but...
Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in this...
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put...
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the City of Freedom, and as for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs, and the Sakoku Decree to limit the Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, and this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day...
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is up.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would... Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look up... That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally! So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? Oh,
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long... I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power at present in Inazuma. In the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds. Given the contact we are required to have with them, and a commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the vision.
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she... it was probably nothing.
Keep away. Keep away from... I gave up the art of the sword. Please.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all...
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by...
But... then did...
Yes. This is unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits as one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament. It does not... As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he...
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art. Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine be, if any. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. Much like...
Poor sensei. To think he's been suffering so...
I'm sorry. It's all my father.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Anzai? Where did he follow us the whole way here?
Anzai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never...
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they... Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambition. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the...
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day,
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your... I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, you are not in the same position that I was. When
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, but as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, but I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai
So, my intuition, the wind that blows from afar carries fresh... For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's... We can come back to it another... Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
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 Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting them their vision... Ayaka, how come
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe...
Oh, wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon should...
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is...
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are... Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature...
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
this place anyway? What makes it your favorite?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land. And such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs.
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on, but only she inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, of course, we have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at tension, they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the vision. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the vision, after all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it isn't because of this, the attitude of most people towards the vision hunt.
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting a...
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between, but I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance move.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there.
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with
Darn! So they found out about it?
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire By no means do we intend... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There,